It's Shark Tank week, and we have the smart baker on tonight from last season on the Shark Tank, so stay tuned. Hello and welcome to episode 32 of Small Businesses Do It Better, where we highlight small businesses with their work, their fun, and everything in between. This show is brought to you by Ovali, where we empower your home office lifestyle through web hosting, cloud services, and domain names. Visit ovali.com to buy your domain today. And by audible.com, get a free audiobook download at audibletrial.com/Ovali. Over 100,000 titles to choose from your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Hello, I'm Kathy.
And I'm Carissa.
We are so excited. This is a big week for us.
Month.
Month. We are interviewing Shark Tank alumni, I would say, and tonight we have the smart baker Daniel on our show, and we're so excited to listen to his story of how he pitched, how he got on there, how's the business doing. That's a picture of Mr. and Mrs. Smart Baker. That's a really cute picture. Can you put it back up? I like that picture. So we'll have him on in just a second. But Chris, you want to talk about Shark Tank Week at Ovali?
This is really exciting. We've been waiting for this for months.
I can't believe it's here finally. And the premiere is on Friday.
It is. Okay, so let's start. The whole month is Shark Tank. September is Shark Tank month. Tonight we've got Daniel. This Friday, as you can see here, is our Shark Tank live online premiere party.
All you need is a shark to go through there.
So first of all, if you're joining us right now on our live broadcast on ovali.tv,
start chatting with us.
Right above the video feed is a little thing that says click here to launch the social chat, and you can chat with us, and then you can ask Daniel your questions.
We can chat through Twitter and Facebook too.
Yep.
You go to
and we've got Twitter and Facebook up too, so if you want to at us, then we will talk to you. But after this week, after the premiere party, next week we have another Shark Tank guest. We have Steve Gadlin.
You gotta do the dance when you say
I want to draw a cat for you. You know him. He got Mark Cuban to do the cat drawing dance.
Always cracks me up when she does that.
I did one before and it was...
Oh yeah, and our cat behind us.
There's our cat, our Ovali cat from Steve. Right there. And then the week after that, the last week of September, we have Shelly, who is the creator of the Show No Towel. She's got a really cool story, too.
3 of our favorite guests that were on Shark Tank. So we're so excited to have them on. And starting with, do we have anything else before I introduce Daniel?
I don't think so. You can go to our ovali.tv. We'll have the link to the Shark Tank party and all the info. So
please join us that night. It's going to be a lot of fun. So without further ado, we have Daniel on. Hello, Daniel.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, and thank you for staying up late because you're in Florida and we're on the West Coast, so thank you again.
Not a problem. I'm just getting started with my evening business.
I bet. That thing about entrepreneurs staying up late.
Yeah, it never ends.
Yes. Well, thank you for being a guest tonight. And your wife couldn't make it, but you are here with double the fun tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll try to make up for her absence.
Daniel, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and the Smart Baker?
Sure. Well, I am originally a New Yorker, and I transplanted to Florida about 8 years ago. And by doing so, it kind of allowed me the opportunity to start fresh and kind of decide on what am I going to be doing with the rest of my life, pretty much. I come from a graphic design background. I have a degree in computer graphics and design, and that knowledge and the knowledge on the computer software and things like that allowed me to really helped me in creating what ended up being our first product, is the cheat sheet apron, which is something I just made for my wife. Well, at the time, I guess she was my fiance then, but so made it for her, and I always like to see if I can make any money from anything that I make. So we put it online, and that kind of started the business by accident a little bit, and made our way to Shark Tank eventually.
The resources that you have, the designer, the developer part, I really think it's kind of an endless possibility of stuff and tools in your toolbox that you could do anything.
Absolutely. It really helps to be able to have that knowledge and not have to rely on somebody. Yes. Or a group of people when you want that instant satisfaction. So it's been very instrumental in having that knowledge and background to kind of make it progress, a little bit faster than it might have.
And we're going to talk about your apron because that is a big deal with starting the Smart Baker, because that kind of started it off. And I love the story on your website on that you wanted to bake for the two of you, but also you guys have a big family. So
that's correct.
I thought that was really great.
Yeah, I mean, it's a usual situation, especially for newlyweds. You moving in, it's usually just the two of you. And then with my family, like, we have weekly Sunday dinners, it seems, and my immediate family is about 14 to 16 people, and can go up from there. So making those recipes for 2 to 16 is quite a difference in trying to scale those recipes.
Yeah, and what a great little idea you had there.
Yeah.
So you kind of told us a little bit, things kind of just evolved from you guys needing to do all these math conversions all the time, and then you just put it on an apron. Can you kind of tell us where it went from there?
Sure, yeah. Like I said, because I had the tools and background to make the apron, we put it online on a popular online marketplace, and I was at my usual day job. I worked for a sign company then. And I get a call from the editor at Food Network magazine saying, "Hey, we just came across your apron online, and we'd love to feature you in our magazine." And I was like, "Yeah, right. That's, who are you really?" So some sort of sales call or something. But it ended up that they happened to find the apron online, probably literally like within the week I posted it, and that was, I think, back in August of 2009. And lo and behold, they said, send out a sample. We rushed to make one, sent it out to them, and they said, all right, well, hopefully it'll make it through all the editing and you'll see it in the November-December issue. And that was all the information we had. Really didn't know what they were doing with it, how big of a feature or anything that was happening, until we ran to our local bookstore and rummaged through all the magazines and trying to flip through it real fast, couldn't find it. 3 times going through, we finally see it, and we had a nice, like, 3/4 page shot of our apron on there as must-haves in the kitchen, and that was just huge. It's a very lucky situation for us to have happen, and really what started the business.
Were you prepared for that too, by the way?
Yeah, my family makes fun of me is that I overanalyze everything, I over-prepare, I think too much about things. But in this case, I felt necessary. We quickly try to come up with a name for the business or in the website and somewhere to direct these readers to. We had to have the aprons available, because I'm not one of those people where I find something and then I go online to try and buy it and it says 6 to 8 weeks. It's I didn't want to do that, so we prepped and we had inventory ready to go. We created our system on how we were going to process everything, and we put a lot of thought into, how are we going to run this when it actually comes out, if it comes out. So there was a lot of prep that happened immediately after getting that phone call.
This is, I love this picture. I had to put this in here. Duff from Ace of Cakes is wearing your apron.
I mean, how cool is that?
Yes.
That is the ultimate.
That was a great thing to see. It kind of happened by chance. Somebody who works for, handles some of the PR for us, was able to get in touch with him via social media, sent him a link to our website. He loved our product. They met up real quick, and he put it on and was able to snap a quick photo. And, some conversations are happening on that end, so we're excited about that opportunity that popped up.
Very cool. And
The
so
power of the internet.
It's been great.
I love it. Yes.
so your apron was in the magazine right before the holidays too.
Yes, it was
That
November,
helps.
December issue. Huge, and it's a great gift, and we were happy that Food Network recognized that and included it as that feature as part of the, you need to have this holiday season item. So it was spectacular.
That's amazing. So how did you guys decide on setting up how you're going to get these products manufactured and packaged and all that stuff?
It's a constant work in progress. Even now, we're dealing with some not problems, but going through the packaging process with the aprons and come out with the right one. Since we knew we were going to be an online business, and to start, we didn't really worry about a retail packaging concept until recently. So getting it manufactured is super scary. There's a lot of risk. You're relying on somebody else to handle pretty much your livelihood. So you got to, again, do your research and make sure and really kind of think about everything that can either go wrong or things that you want to have. So it was a lot of back and forth, a lot of sleepless nights trying to decide how many colors, which colors, what tone of the colors, how big of an imprint, all that stuff, and all the way down to the wash tag on there. So it's a lot of questioning, family, friends, neighbors, anybody you can to give you some input on it.
So did you guys go, where do you have everything manufactured? I mean, you guys still don't make these aprons.
No. The aprons, we used to have them manufactured in the U.S., and unfortunately, we couldn't demand here for production. We went overseas. We found a reliable, responsible manufacturer over there. Great relationship, and you have to kind of do what you need to do to sustain your business. We couldn't find a manufacturer here in the U.S. to actually meet our production needs, which was quite surprising.
Wow.
Kind of disappointing, but we used to make the towers. I every night was making the cupcake displays that we had, and again, demand, we couldn't keep up with demand, so we had to do the right business decision and get
And
it
you have to
sourced
do
out.
that kind of fast too, because I would think you don't know exactly when you need that production going. So that's a huge decision you had to make.
So one of the things that is very cool about their design on the cupcake towers and the cake stands, which we just showed a photo of, is that it's not, you can't buy them other ones like that do these features. You can take them apart.
I love the
stack
cake
them
one.
flat, change
Yep.
you can order custom, I don't know what you'd call it. You can order custom, like heights
Towers.
or shapes,
Yeah.
custom towers, so you can tell them exactly what you want, and then you can change them. So you're not stuck with this one and then have to store it in this giant box when you're not using it. And they even have a
So
Christmas
cool.
tree one for
I saw that.
Christmas.
Patent pending, it said on your website.
And so when you switched to overseas, I happened to notice this thing on your website. It says, help us create more American jobs on the top. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I'm sure that is intriguing.
So this is something that we came across. It's a small business challenge. There's a group of businesses, or I guess, other companies that are kind of raising some capital as prize money to businesses who can gain enough votes and support from their local communities or around the United States to have a chance to win a grant or some prize money, I guess, in order to use that to hire staff, hire the qualified people you need in the States in order to help run and grow your business. So it's something that we would like to be able to do. Again, cash flow is cash is king for businesses.
Cash is king.
Definitely. So we've got the live chat open, and I want to ask you a question from Hot Dog Man 1964. That's a cool name, by the way. And he will be at our premiere party online as well.
Yay.
He wants to know, now that the Shark Tank honeymoon is over, how have you been able to sustain the PR value?
Good question.
For me, I don't know if it's the right way or not. I take it day by day. I said a little bit earlier, I have somebody that helps with the PR stuff to do all that phone calls, contacts, follow-ups. I try to micromanage, or try to not micromanage as much and take off a few hats that I need to send to somebody else, let them handle it, because trying to deal with everything yourself is tough. So we're staying active with participating in any national food events like the food and wine festivals, contacting any other magazines, trying to get in touch with people like Duff, who has a presence already, and we can kind of ride their coattails a little bit. So it's tough, and if you're smart about it and trying to diversify, it's definitely beneficial.
Good info.
Yeah, very good.
And so I'm curious about this one. Do you and your wife come up with these ideas together when you're messing around the kitchen, or does one of you kind of have most of the ideas?
I see. I got to tread carefully here.
She's gonna watch.
It's a joint venture in the development and the back and forth, the brainstorming of the product. Either motto is necessity is the mother of all invention. When I saw Steph aggravated in the kitchen with the conversions, and I saw a new computer that was getting covered in flour and eggs, and I was like, I had enough. That thing's gonna get out of here, and we got to do this the right way. It's tough. You can't force creativity, and you can't force the products. So for us, it was things that we were either using ourselves or something that we would have liked to see. And the towers were created because we wanted one for our wedding. The parchment paper we came to market with because that's the way Steph used to do the parchment in the house.
I love that idea. Yes.
It was rolls anyway because she was always frustrated. So for us, these products were really something that fit our needs, and then we just took the risk to see if the market needed it as well, and from what we can tell, they do.
Very cool.
Yes.
I mean, these products really are ingenious.
Yeah, the stackable thing is just amazing.
And you're throwing in some cool stuff too. You have all these conversions and the smart baker items.
I like the barbecue apron too. I thought that was
But I like the fancy apron, the hostess apron is
Oh,
what
those
it's
are
called.
pretty.
There's several of them on there.
We
and
should
they're
be wearing
gorgeous.
those on
Look at
Friday.
that. Those are gorgeous.
Yes.
They're so cool.
We go with the hostess as somebody who's all dressed and ready to go for any event they're hosting, and any quick cleanups. You just want to make sure you cover yourself. But if you have the ends to the door, you're not in your pajamas.
You're not in the scrap-made
Correct.
apron that's pieced together. Nice. I love it.
Read the ad for the party host.
Wait, now do you wear that apron?
No.
Okay.
He would if he needed to, if he did the baking, right?
PR.
Exactly. Get your logo on there. So one of the things you talked about in your episode on Shark Tank that you were on is that you went to trade shows and sold the things. So can you tell us the difference of what you learned between mail order catalogs, online marketing, and trade shows, and all the different mediums for getting your products out there?
I'll try to keep it short. The trade shows are important because that's direct customer feedback. You get to see people's initial reactions immediately, and you can tell exactly what they're thinking about your product. So those are great. Those really help give you some, like I said, immediate feedback on it. Mail order catalogs are tough. We didn't see a huge success with it. It's very tricky in trying to run those spots to stay at the right appropriate time, right month, right demographic. That's kind of more risk. Hopefully you have a hit, but there's one in however many products really what they call do a full rollout where it's a huge nationwide publication.
Yeah.
Online, again, it's tough because you have to just scour through all your data that you get from either your analytics, your Google AdWords, your SEO stuff. So it gives you an idea of what people are looking for on the internet, and it's just a matter of tweaking your marketing and advertising campaigns to find those what we call qualified searches and people that are looking for your product, and make it as easy as possible for them to find you.
So what
Good
would be
tips.
the best? The trade shows have worked really well for you, and of course celebrities.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Everybody wants their product in the hands of a celebrity. They can, see the and huge in fashion and things like that. You know, we want to do that celebrity route, but we also need to make sure that we position ourselves with the correct people. And we're not just looking for, you know,
anybody.
celebrity there. You
Not
know,
like Lindsay Lohan wearing your apron.
doesn't work. Yeah, product like Ina Garden and
Yeah.
Diane Hendricks and people who are, you know, actively out participating in either healthy foods, because, you know, yeah, we sell dessert displays and things like that, but, you know, doesn't mean that it can't be for, you know, every lifestyle. So, you know, we try to position us in the brand with the correct people.
So we have a question on the live chat. Julie Storts Busha wants to know what kind of marketing you feel you got the most bang for your buck.
Well, obviously, besides Shark Tank.
Shark Tank.
You can't pay for that. You know, since we are an online business, mainly we invest heavily in our online marketing. Google AdWords has proven quite successful, but that's a very tricky thing, and you can blow through money really fast. So make sure that you do your research again, know what you're getting yourself into. For us, we've eventually hired out, you know, a company to manage that for us, because it's that time consuming. You know, we had that free advertising with the Food Network magazine that definitely proved successful.
So cool. Yes.
And, you know, invested in some other print advertising, Taste of the South, Cooking with Paula Deen.
Ooh, that would be a great celebrity too.
For your barbecue apron.
Right? You know, we were contacted by a lot of media, you know, after the show, but you got to make sure it's, again, something that fits your brand and you know, is effective for you. So for us, online advertising, SEO, Google AdWords has by far been the best. And as we continue to grow, I'm sure that's going to change, and, you know, we get into retail, hopefully.
Excellent tips. You don't want to take everything, because it really would diminish your brand and take all these important things out of it. So excellent tip.
I think David John said throughout season 3 was it took 10 years to create this overnight, you know, success. It's 100% true. You know, everybody wishes for their thing to be
overnight.
Blown up,
yes,
but it doesn't happen. It's a slow progress, and you just got to just stick with it.
Definitely. So we're getting kind of towards the end of the interview. If anybody else has any questions, let us know in the live chat.
It's a brand new chat, by the way, that we're trying out tonight. So
it seems to be working pretty good, though. I'm liking it.
I like the social part of it.
So, Daniel, what was your most valuable lesson that you learned from the whole Shark Tank experience?
Yeah, and give us details, please.
Nobody knows a lot of these things that happen behind the scenes. So,
yes. How are they all? Stuff like that.
There's a lot of anxiety and stress that happens throughout the whole application process. It's a lot of hurry up and wait. But, you know, patience, one, definitely throughout that process. But, you know, being on the show and after the show, when you look back, get a chance to reflect about everything, and you're out of that hype moment. You know, for me, it taught me, you know, you can't be afraid to present yourself, get yourself out there, ask the questions, get in contact with the people that you want to and dream to get in contact with. You know, my, say, fright kind of disappeared to contact, you know, CEOs or whomever it may need to be, you know, buyers for companies, and go in there with confidence. And
wait, that's a really good point right there, too. Your confidence went way up because you did that huge Shark Tank thing.
What else? What can be as bad as going out there trying to get grilled from Mark and Damon and Kevin and all them, you know? So, you know, I'm not to say I'm not afraid, because there's always fear in running the business, but it really builds your confidence for me. And that was the biggest thing I took away from it is don't be afraid to ask, and don't be afraid to ask the people that you want to ask.
Nicely said.
That's a good tip. And I bet your family wasn't making fun of you for overly preparing for Shark Tank, because you guys had your stuff together and you did not make a fool of yourself like a lot of people we may see.
They edited us quite nicely. You can't complain about that. But, you know, I had a great time out there. I had a fun time. You know, Steph was a little bit nervous about it because, you know, both of us, we're not that personality to, you know, go out on live television or for us, you know, filming live. But
you didn't do the cat dance or anything like that. So
I did that dip at the end.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's as crazy as we got.
Now tell us about the sharks. So you're standing in front of those sharks. What went through your head at that moment? I mean, Help?
You're blank. You're completely blank. You're just trying to memorize your lines and ensure that you don't, act like a fool. It's surreal because you think you can see all these cameras, all these people, this crew, and everything there, but literally once you get that go to start your pitch, you're in robot mode a little bit and just making sure you go through the motions, and then the Q&A. I mean, like I said, I had a great time. I felt like it was only 5 minutes out there. Next thing you know, it was like an hour and 40 minutes, and
wow, that's pretty good then.
Yeah, like I said, I had a great time, and I was confident with knowing my business, so we prepared quite a bit.
You guys did an excellent job.
Yes,
I mean, it was
impressive.
Just straight down to business and everything. You had every answer. I keep watching reruns over and over because I just love the show. And I'm literally amazed at how people are not prepared. And this, I don't remember who it was, but this one guy, he literally went blank. He just stood there and went, And then the shark started asking him questions because he was just standing there.
That blood, and they go after it.
So if you had a tip for anybody who is going to be in the Shark Tank because they just finished the casting calls and they're still taping, if you had a tip for somebody that's going to be on this season, what would that be?
Research.
Yes.
You really got to know your business, and you got to know yourself. You got to know what you're afraid of, how you can work with the skills and knowledge that you have, but you really need to know your business, not just, hey, I can sell it to anybody and we are going to have all these sales because their product's the best.
And because I'm on Shark Tank.
It doesn't work that way. You really got to know your products, how to make your products, who you can sell it to, how you're going to sell it, all that core business stuff you really need to know and nail it down, because if you're going to go out on that show, they're going to smell that blood, know what you're talking about, and they'll get right on you on it.
And you're either going to look great in front of millions or make a fool in front of millions. So
and you passed the test. You did very well.
Definitely.
You and your wife both did great. And please tell her hello from all of us that are watching too, because we're huge fans of yours.
Absolutely, thanks. And be sure to stay tuned as we have some, exciting announcements for you.
Yeah, let us know, and we'll talk about them on the show, too,
Please.
because we're kind of giving updates on all the people who are on our show.
Will do.
So thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
Can you tell us all where we can find you at online?
Sure. It's simple, www.thesmartbaker.com.
That's good. And they're on Facebook, they're on Twitter, all with the same.
Like 'em all.
The Smart Baker.
And it makes you hungry when you look at some of that
Yes,
stuff too.
you guys have an excellent photographer.
Stephanie mainly runs the blog. She participates in a lot of groups and things like that. Great recipes on there. That's what you get to see what we eat every Sunday night.
That's a good idea too. So thank you again for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Daniel.
I get a kick out of talking to small business owners because they're so passionate and they have so many great tips for all of us. So this week is going to be so much fun because it's Shark Tank Premiere Week. Everybody join us, please, for the live chat. It's so nice to see all of you tonight joining us. And so next week, and she has to do the dance again.
Next week we have the cat drawing guy back, Steve Gadlin of I Want to Draw a Cat for You.
And he has a lot of new updates, too.
He does. We're going to be talking to him about new products that he has. Before, he was just drawing cats like this, but he actually has products now.
So
that we're going to learn about.
Show them off. And thank you again for joining in. Until Friday, join Carissa and I. See you next time.